I had to re-record the rest of this because it cut off right here. And I figured I'd finish it because this was a pretty important part. And I didn't think I went that far, but I'll breeze through it now. So, I think I left off with the moon, or what this was all representing. So, obviously, this is the beginning of the extraterrestrial part of the psychological programming through Hollywood, the university system, television, the government, and how even religion is locked into this, because you can see the image. Obviously, you have the government stuff with the moon and NASA and the university system and gravity and all these other theories and laws. But you have this symbolism here, which is obviously the symbolism that references this. So that's your God. So this is actually the precursor to the artificial New Age movement that is being set up right now. But the seeds were planted all the way back then for people to be looking out in the stars and looking at all this and soften it up to lock it in with your emotions. So just as easily as you can be locked into a fear program, they lock you into a love program, and emotions like or feelings like laughter and comedy and stuff like that. Those are the grease in between everything that makes it more real, like fills in the gaps. So you laugh these storylines into your reality through fear or love. This is how these movies are based upon. Even your fearful movies, they even do parodies about them. So you have Alien, obviously, more alien programming to lock it in with fear, thinking about the globe model, thinking about space aliens. This is just the opposite side of it. Overall, you're thinking about aliens and not thinking about the Earth plane at all. You're thinking about science and all this other stuff. So you have to lock in and soften up stuff like Alien. They have Spaceballs, which locks in obviously globe model programming, and all that other stuff that was in Spaceballs. But this was a scene in there, so they make light of it, bring it to light, and then sell it back to you to lock it in even deeper through comedy. Mars Attacks was another one. And they use these heavy hitters, like I said before, Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Tim Burton, Jim Brown, Natalie Portman, Tom Jones. All these big, Sarah Jessica Parker, big people to make you believe. You think you're just being entertained or whatever, but you're actually being manipulated, programmed to think about the globe model, to think about aliens, to worship the university system, worship these artificial theories and laws and all this other stuff, just underneath the surface, setting the foundation to NASA telling you that they're going to go to Mars and all this other stuff, and you look forward to it, and also it's like a mystery because there could be aliens there and destruction and all that other stuff. So Mars Attack was another one. Enemy Mine, another program, space program, Alien, Future. Dennis Quaid goes into space and runs into Louis Gossett Jr.'s character, who's an alien who has a baby. A baby in space. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. It's an old movie anyway. He's got to take care of the baby, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole movie, but it's another program locking you into the system. NASA, evolution, conquering the space, conquering the idea of space and spaceships and technology and aliens. More aliens. Kids this time. Pixar, DreamWorks, Disney, Paramount. Get your kids, just like they did with all the other television shows, the cartoons back in the day. Flintstones and the Jetsons and all that, they got to get you early So these anchors these belief systems are locked so deeply that you won't even challenge your reality. You believe so much into the system, into the evolution program and aliens, and everything that is subconsciously being programmed for you to believe in, that you won't even question it. If anybody else questions it, then they're crazy or they're whatever it is. And that's how this system works, because you're locked into NASA programming from E.T., Phone Home, and Mars Attacks, and the Jetsons, and the Flintstones, and Scooby-Doo. And now the futuristic version of this is the transhumanism program is locking you into, with these movies like The Signal, making you kind of want, to have a limb, or be okay with having a limb that is mechanical, and locking technology into your organic body, not realizing it's softening it up, which is actually making you program your natural human reality as a secondary to the idea of the new demigods, which are your technological university system gods. They're of a reality, of one reality, the illusory reality that they have created for you. So that's what this is all about. So you got The Signal, Lawrence Fishburne, Matrix programming, locking that in at the same time. Area 51, this is all about Area 51, space programming, and transhumanism. So you got Area 51, and they blend that in with the government and make the government more empowered with the whole alien secret space program stuff, and the secret, everything that's secret is made that way to create these gaps, so you fill these gaps with your imagination. And that's the main point. As long as you are living in a world where another entity is creating your reality for you, you can exist in the gap. That's the gap filler reality. You see all these abstract versions of reality or storylines, and then you fill those gaps with your imagination, and you make it real. And then when you go to sleep, all those horror movies fill in the gaps and keep you from accessing parts of yourself, but they also open you up to other storylines that are not necessarily organic. It's a synthetic version, part of the grid programming, installing worlds in your subconscious through emotion, through fear. So when they release images like this, and then everything is so secret, you won't never know if it's real or not. And that's the thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's real or not, because you make it real. You make it real enough individually and collectively that it doesn't matter, because it's the overall thing that matters. Aliens, government power, secrecy, spaceships, and evolution programming, the university system. It makes that more real. It doesn't matter if this alien that they're claiming to be real and other people saying that's fake. It doesn't matter. Everything that exists around this alien, around Area 51, is now real, because you now have an image, something to lock it into your reality. And the stories go so deep, like I said before. you believe in aliens and ET today because you've been watching the Jetsons in the 80s. And you believe in the Jetsons because you believe in the university system program, because you believe in the evolution program, because you are watching the Flintstones. So they work hand in hand. So every generation has its own program. So then this generation, locking into the Big Bang Theory, locks in, you affiliate with these assholes in these skinny jeans and all these artificial, these fake ass personalities, and you believe in the university system and scientism, because these individuals are placed in your reality as the the smart people, the new cool kids, and you believe in the subtle system just like you believe in Area 51, because it's you believe in the undertone of Area 51 and all the power there, the essence of that whole storyline. The same thing goes for the Big Bang Theory. You watch this and laugh the Big Bang Theory into your reality, but you're subliminally, subconsciously installing the belief system in the scientism community, the university system. People like this asshole Neil deGrasse Tyson, and they have him on the show to validate the show, and and the show validates him. Same thing. It all plays one storyline after another. These other assholes, same thing. Bill Nye, symbolism, icosahedron, on here, geometry, all this stuff. It's supposed to trigger your reality to make you think and act a certain way. People who are all about the movies or whatever, you're triggered by even the vibration, the voice of James Earl Jones from The Lion King. If you're raised on The Lion King as a kid, you're old enough now to where The Big Bang Theory is your show if you're locked into that reality. And even if you are a parent of a kid who was locked into The Lion King, and kids watch movies over and over and over again, watching The Lion King, hearing The Lion King in the background, however many times a day, James Earl Jones' voice, and then you watch The Big Bang Theory. This stuff makes it more real for you. And it's in a sense, it makes it real in the sense that you don't challenge your reality. Not that you actually believe in it, but like I said, your imagination makes this stuff real to where you don't have to believe in it consciously. You subconsciously believe in the abstract story as a whole, because we're all vibrations. You're more vibration than you are a conscious linear program. You're more of a vibration. So the vibration of Simba's father, the vibration of Darth Vader, and how that affects you, adds more vibration to the Big Bang Theory. And then you watch this and believe him because he's an elder and he's this and he's that. You believe in this whole movie as a whole, or the whole show completely, because you trust him. You wouldn't think he would lie to you. He wouldn't lie about the globe. He wouldn't lie. Simba's dad wouldn't lie about evolution and NASA. He wouldn't do that. You don't know these people. You know their characters. And how these characters get blended into the scene in actual movies actually installs how they're getting more and more into your conscious reality. So it's more abstract, obviously, with like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. Like that's more, and even E.T., it's softer. It's in your subconscious, in your soft mind. But when you have older characters now, and people who are like everyday people engaging with like aliens and technology and space and all this other stuff, then it makes it more real. It's another layer for you. So you have this guy, the main character in here, is abducted at like 10 years old into space, and then he becomes one of the guardians of the galaxy with all these other aliens. And now he had to adjust to that. Now he's living in space. So it's just like another Star Trek, Star Wars program. And then you have to close those gaps. Like you make space and aliens and technology and spaceships more real, which is more of a separation from the Earth plane and nature as a whole, because you're believing in an illusion. Same thing goes for Iron Man. He's supposed to be the regular guy who made it in the American dream or whatever. And he's encountered with this reality where he has to fly into a black hole, and he's running into aliens, and he's running into whatever it is. He's experiencing it. So you're experiencing it. And now when he responds, the way he responds, being this strong, powerful superhero, super intelligent dude who is broken down his personality, his character, and his psyche is broken down because he can't comprehend black holes and aliens and dimensions and all this shit. So that leaves you in this limbo space, which is right where you're supposed to be according to the system. That's just another layer, another example of the layer. This was the Avengers part of the Avengers. So you got Iceman, was another evolution program. Timothy Hutton, I think is his name, or whatever his name is. I can't really see it. Whatever, Timothy something. He was a bigger character at that time, or actor at that time frame. But literally, the Iceman movie, and then obvious evolution programming. The Christmas thing is a deep program. It's like the heavy duty one. It's in the United States and even all over the earth plane. It's a big deal because it locks in religion, which is your the artificial version of connecting with your spirit, your soul. So it's deep then. It's deep at that point. You have connecting with your family, connecting with your culture, connecting with your history, connecting with your loved ones. So just like in the wintertime, which is supposedly like a depressing time frame. This is why you have all these depressing music and these movies that are based upon love stories. So they want you to reproduce and lock into the system. They want you to propose on Christmas. And if you don't propose on Christmas, then you better be proposing on New Year's. And if you don't propose on New Year's, then you better be proposing on Valentine's Day. So this is why this whole program it feeds itself. And as it's feeding itself, the system is feeding off of you by you buying into the system with your emotions, with your time, with your energy, with your focus. You believe this system to life. And when you believe an illusion to life, you are creating vessels in your energetic bodies for disembodied entities to take to anchor within this reality, and then they can control through your lack of connection to spirit, through locking you into a backwards and upside down version of your reality, opening you up to something that is not natural, opening you up to a normalization program, connecting you to something that feels a certain way, but it just needs to be just a little bit off of center mass. So they sell you 98% of the reality and you believe it. Oh, this is love. This is about family. This is about connection. This is about Santa Claus. This is about exchanging gifts. This is about Jesus and Christianity and all this other stuff. But that 2% of psychological programming that is meant to separate you from the essence of spirit, separate you from your history, separate you from nature as a whole and a connection to everybody, and lock you into a codependency program with this whole materialistic version of reality, which is what Christmas and all the holidays is all about. This is what the essence is. Locking you into this system over and over and over again, every year, locking you into a year of programming. It gets you from New Year's to New Year's. Every holiday, every story, every movie in between is to lock you down from the inside out. And then you're stuck, locked out of yourself, because your heart has been encased in a shell of illusion. And then once you are on that creative foundation on top of that shell of illusion, that blank slate, then they install another illusion, which is what this Ancient Aliens program is to separate you from your culture, make you believe in an idea of history and reality and what happened, and then when they run into where they have ultimately planned to run into a stop, they fill those gaps in with aliens. Oh, well, it couldn't have been the ancient cultures that did this, so it must be aliens. Aliens did it. Aliens, aliens, aliens. And that's just setting up the foundation mostly for technology and transhumanism. Because when you think of aliens, you think of UFOs. And when you think of UFOs, you think of like Star Trek and spaceships, basically technology. And then you empower our technological grid with your imagination, and you have these assholes like Neil deGrasse Tyson, David Wilcock, Corey Goode, George Norrie, and all the other people that go on Ancient Aliens to tell you what your reality is about. You fill in the gaps. You fill in the gaps with so-called conspiracy theories and this secret space program stuff with the New Age agenda. And you lock it in deeply. You are the ones who are creating this reality for yourself through imagination, conscious control. And this goes back to the whole like Netflix and chill stuff. This is why this stuff was created. These trends get created at certain times. Netflix came out at a certain time, so it can lock you in to a new version of controlling yourself, controlling you. So back in the day, when you only had 4 channels on the television, you could be controlled with 4 channels. Then they came out with cable, so they can control you with cable and more channels. And the algorithm got more intricate, and they can sell you more stuff. Now, people they need the idea, the illusion of freedom, so they create this Netflix and chill shit. So now, since you already know that most of this stuff is bullshit, at least subconsciously, and starting to be aware that it's consciously bullshit in your conscious awareness, they need to sell it with sex. So this is why this whole Netflix and chill stuff came out. Because they can get people locking in together to watch this stuff together. Meanwhile, they're just sitting there thinking about fucking each other. And they'll sit and watch Neil deGrasse Tyson and talk about so-called smart stuff. And they'll talk about like, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, Carl Sagan, he's talking about the cosmos stuff in Netflix and chill, because he gets empowered from Carl Sagan when they utilize him on the cosmos. And then Netflix and chill gets validated by having the cosmos and all their like whatever their top shows are, top movies or whatever they are. And then they mix in conspiracy theory documentaries and all that other stuff on there. So you're really just lost in the sauce because you don't know where to go, what to do, or where to put this stuff. You have no foundations because all of them are being removed. And if any of them exist still there, they got holes all over the place. And that's the intent of this, just like the Area 51 stuff. So they make you believe in half-truths forever. So when they release, the so-called they release whatever they want you to believe in, then you fill those half-truths with other half-truths and have the illusion of a full truth. And then the illusion of the full truth still has gaps in it because you're still questioning your reality in every moment. And then the rest of that reality gets filled with distraction and technology, and the two in together, technology and sex, technology, everything, distraction, everything, locked into a program, locking you into artificial intelligence, locking you into transhumanism, locking you into the university system and scientism as your idea of reality. And they sell it with sex, they sell it with distraction, sell it with entertainment. So there's the Sixth Sense kid in artificial intelligence in like 2000, whenever this movie came out, and they use Steven Spielberg, who's another heavy hitter. You gotta watch these movies. They use their heavy hitters in them, sell you these stories, and these people wouldn't lie to you. They wouldn't tell you something to control you. Same reason why they put Morgan Freeman in the Lucy movie. His voice is the voice of God, and Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty and all these other movies. They use the vibration of these individuals to tell you a story, so you can condition yourself in the belief system. So you have, this is all about evolution programming, transhumanism, scientism, the university system. You can see that CGI space on the left, and the university system and all that stuff on the right. And this is the monkey mind programming. Literally, there's the so-called Lucy in there, the missing link. They program you into the monkey mind program and then sell you the next agenda, which is transhumanism. This is what this is about. And they just show it to you in the synthetic version. You can see the black and white too, and the layering. This is all very coded. Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with an artificial intelligence software program in his fucking smartphone. Scarlett Johansson's voice is who he falls in love with on a smartphone software. He's so sad, so shallow, so weak, such an artificial human being that he can fall in love with an artificial intelligence program. It takes him so long, and they go so deep, and that's what this whole movie is about, being bland humans. And this is what the whole university system, public education system, mainstream media, is to bland you out, to make you water you down, so that when you're so bland and so watered down and so grayed out, that they can sell you anything. They can sell you a bag of shit, and you'll be like, wow, this is delicious, this is great, I've just been eating air, this is much better. You know, you're eating a bag of shit, like, oh man, I'm glad I got something in my stomach. You know, like, that shit's gonna kill you. Man, what are you, anti-American? What's wrong with you? You eat this shit like the rest of us. Get the fuck out of here. Robin Williams, heavy hitter, Bicentennial Man, technology, university system, transhumanism programming, on and on. Will Smith, iRobot, After Earth, evolution programming, globe model programming, transhumanism, artificial intelligence, on and on. This is from Fantasia, 1941. Starts off classical music. They're zooming into this galaxy. You can see like you're in a spaceship traveling into the galaxy. The song, I can't remember the name. I don't know if it was The Rite of Spring. Some classical song that was Dean Taylor, the guy in here, is supposed to. He's saying that the piece is designed to show the story of life. So this is what Disney put to that story. So it's zooming into a galaxy. It's supposed to be zooming into Earth. And when it gets to Earth, it gets to this ball of, well, first it's nothing. And then it gets to this ball of fire and gas and all this other stuff. And then it gets to amoebas and water, and fish, and then going up to land, fish walking on land, and then turning into dinosaurs, and then these dinosaurs go extinct because they get hit by earthquakes and all kinds of devastation. And that's the end of the story. That's where you leave it there. And then that's what this storyline gets installed. That half-ass story gets installed. That half-ass of an illusion gets installed into the child mind. All the way rooted back in 1941. Re-release it on whatever kind of VHS or DVD or Blu-ray and all this other stuff, and then get all these other generations to believe in this evolution program, and the story goes on and on and on and on. So this is the last image. This is Pixar and their subliminal programming with this A113. I just wanted to use this to talk about WALL-E, which is another globe model program, evolution program, to where transhumanism, obviously they get all these humans that have to leave Earth now because it destroyed it, and it can't inhabit any life anymore. It's all full of trash, and now all the humans live on a spaceship floating around in a big spaceship and getting all fat, eating their dinners out of cups and floating around the spaceship like a cruise ship in space on these hover chairs, and they're so like overweight and sick and diseased that their bones are separating. It's ridiculous, but yeah, so basically this image, I just wanted to use this image to share the subliminal messages that get put in here. These are ones that are for them, for their like little insight or Easter eggs or whatever. But this is an example of all the other images that get played just underneath the surface of your focus, and you don't realize it, but it's being these subliminal messages are affecting your imagination and your dreams, and your reality as a whole. And you don't catch them. You don't catch them at all because your eyes are picking up things that your first eye and even your physical eyes are seeing things. They see everything, but your conscious reality doesn't pick everything up all the time because you can only focus on so much at a time. And the alchemists who are utilizing these images are doing this to are using that space, those flicker rate images, to tell you a story, to make you feel and act a certain way just underneath the surface of your conscious reality. And in your subconscious actually manifests the fear. It manifests the lack of power. It manifests the slave mentality. It manifests those emotional grids that are just underneath the surface that are meant to lock you in to the reality in which is meant to be. The illusion is meant to be for you to maintain a certain vibration. So that's basically all I wanted to share, and kind of like to sum up everything is basically what these movies are. They do the same thing. Lock your kids into a vibration subconsciously and consciously. And yeah, so look a little closer and stop looking overall. Stop slowing down until you, and if you have children, it's not good stuff. Like, get back to the books and all kinds of, yeah. It's deep. It's even deeper than this. This is just what I've picked up just from my observations of things. I'm sure the story will get deeper as I'll keep looking into it, but I just wanted to share this, and I am tired now. The other video ran out of tape, and I had to finish it off because I had the rest of these images to go through. But yeah, if you watched the whole thing, thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out. And until next time, from all my relations, peace, love, and harmony.